throwing shit at the pilot. Niggas be broken, be starving, but still talking shit like they violent. Niggas is broke.
Now before we start, shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is an app that takes all the tickets from all the websites on the internet and puts them in one place for you guys to find the best deals on the tickets you want. In the app, they show a map, and the green circles represent the good deals and the red ones represent the bad ones. And when you find a good deal, you can click on it and it will show you the view from the seats you're buying. And thanks to SeatGeek, I can give you guys $20 back on your first order by clicking on the Me tab and entering my promo code BSOLZ. BSOLZ. You can download the app from the link in the description, but now on to the video. The NBA Finals, where legacies are made. It brings out the best and the worst out of players. We've seen the greatest examples like Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant. We've seen them strive under the bright lights and perform at an extremely high level, and some don't. Today we're going to be looking at the 5 worst choking performances in NBA Finals history. Now a disclaimer, these will not be in order and I don't really count moments into this list. For example, in 2013, Tim Duncan missed one layup in Game 7 that would have closed the deal, but I don't count that as a choke on Duncan's part because it was just one moment. What I do count is consistently underperforming with no real excuse for it. But with that being said, let's get started. 2004, Kobe Bryant. So yes, we're gonna start off hot with one of the clutchest players in the game's history. So let's flash back to the 2004 season real quick. So here we are, the Lakers with 2 of the top 3 players in the world, at Gary Payton and Karl Malone. Now I know they were not in their prime, but let's not act like they were the Clippers adding Paul Pierce a couple years ago. They added Gary Payton, who the year before he came was averaging 20 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. And Karl Malone, who also averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals as well. I know their stats did go down in 04 due to Malone's injury, but nonetheless, they still had the most talented team in the league. So fast forward to the playoffs, they strolled past the first round in 5, beat the defending champs in 6, the league MVP in 6 as well, and here comes the NBA Finals where the opening odds were plus 400 for the Pistons and minus 550 for the Lakers, with the Lakers being by far the favorites. And the next thing you know, the Detroit Pistons win in 5 games, and a big factor of that was Kobe Bryant. Now a disclaimer, not all of it was on Kobe, but he was definitely a big part. In the 5 games, he shot an abysmal 38% from the field and 17% from 3, while by far leading both teams in field goal attempts at 113, with the second highest on both teams being Rip Hamilton at 92, 21 less than Kobe. And it wasn't like he was playing with scrubs and they were just double teaming him at every time, collapsing on him on every drive. He had Shaquille O'Neal, arguably the most dominant force the league has ever seen. So there really was no excuse for Kobe Bryant to perform that bad. 1994, Patrick Ewing. Now this one is probably the least known out of the 5 I'm gonna mention. Now on paper, if you look at Ewing's stats, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks. Sounds like a good ass series, right? But if you look at the efficiency, 36% from the field, that is ridiculous. Now to be fair, his rebounding and his blocking numbers did go up in the finals, but this is a case where if you look at the individual games, it gets worse. So here we are, game 3, the series tied at 1-1, and Patrick Ewing has 13 rebounds and 7 blocks. Seems like a monster's game, right? But then you see that he had 18 points on 31% shooting from the field. And the fact that they only lost by 4, it's clear that he could have definitely performed better. Now in game 6, the Knicks come in up 3-2 at home. One more game to win the championship, and Ewing has another goose egg, scoring 17 points on 30% shooting from the field, and they ended up only losing by a mere 2 points. Again, 15 rebounds and 4 blocks sounds nice, but with the championship on the line, and for you to shoot 30% from the field is inexcusable. And now game 7, one game to win it all. Ewing shot 40% from the field, which, you know, I made it sound bad. It was an improvement. It was an improvement. But only 17 points in arguably the biggest game of his life, and committed 5 turnovers to his 1 assist, and ended up only losing by 6. Now, the slight excuse I have for Ewing is he was being guarded by Hakeem, but you can conversely say that Hakeem was guarding by Patrick Ewing, and Hakeem destroyed him with 27 points on 50% shooting, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks for the whole series. 2006, Dirk Nowitzki. Now, this one is known as the D-Wade takeover series and the apparently rigged one. While D-Wade did take over, I'm not sure if it was as rigged as people think, because that series was easily winnable for the Mavs. They just came up short. And a big factor of them coming up short was Dirk himself. I mean, we can just look at the stats alone. 23 points on 39% shooting from the field and 25% from 3. Is really, that's pretty bad when you consider he was averaging 26 points on 48% shooting and 40% from 3 in the regular season. And then you consider the fact that they had a 2-0 lead on the Heat. And then in game 3, with 10 seconds remaining, down by 2, Dirk is fouled and he goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, forcing them to foul D-Wade. And it's basically game after that. In game 5, with the game tied, he misses another free throw at the end of the fourth quarter, and if everything played out like it did, the Mavs would have won by 1. But it didn't, and it went to OT, and in OT, yes, Dirk scored with 10 seconds remaining, but then he turns around and fouls D-Wade, and again they are killed by D-Wade free throws, and lose by just 1 point. And then in game 6, Dirk had 0 field goals in the fourth quarter, his only 2 points being free throws, and the Heat win the last game by 3. It was simply a terrible series by Dirk, simple as that. 2016, Stephen Curry, and this is probably the most infamous one now. Steph Curry and the Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead. Now, from a glance alone, if you look at the stats, it went down significantly compared to his MVP season in every single statistical category except for free throw percentage. Although they did win the first 2 games, Curry only had 11 points and 5 turnovers on 26% shooting in game 1. In game 3, the Warriors blew the hell out of the building, and Curry for sure didn't help with only 19 points and 6 turnovers. In game 5, yes, he had 25 points, but it was on 38% shooting from the field, and he had as many turnovers as assists. In game 6, again, yes, he had 30 points, but only 1 assist, and having 4 turnovers is inexcusable. And then in game 7, when the lights are really at their brightest, Curry had 17 points on 31% shooting from the field, shot 4 for 14 from 3, only had 1 free throw attempt, only 2 assists, and 4 turnovers, including this one. And we all know the shot that Kyrie hit on him to seal the deal. Just a terrible performance, especially coming from the unanimous MVP and having a 3-1 lead. 2011, LeBron James, and the biggest tarnish on any GOAT contender in NBA history. 2011. What can I say, bro? It all started with LeBron leaving Cleveland from Miami to form a big 3, and the claims of them having not 1, not 2, not 3. you know what happened. And then they get to the finals, and they're up 2-0 on the Mavs. Everything looks fine and dandy, man. Everything looks fine. I mean, they were even mocking Dirk for being sick. Game 3 arrives, and LeBron goes scoreless in the last 11 minutes of the fourth quarter, and the Mavs win by 2. Game 4 comes, and LeBron has 8 points and went scoreless in the fourth quarter again, and they lose by 2 again. Game 5, LeBron had a triple-double again. Okay, that was nice. But being within 5 going into the fourth quarter, LeBron only scored 2 points again. In game 6, now his fourth quarter and his efficiency actually wasn't that bad. However, he had a ridiculously bad -24 plus minus alongside 6 turnovers, and the fact that it even got to this point is sad in itself, let alone lose the series. But with that being said, these are the 5 worst performances by NBA superstars in the NBA Finals. If I missed any, leave it in the comment section down below, and I am out. Peace.